Me, we are there in Africa still debating on should we have one woman or two. These ones are telling us, leave women. Leave women alone. But men, we have a lot of women on the planet.
Of course.
We want to have...
Yeah, man. Hello, guys. Welcome to Taunts Talks. No.
Please don't delete this.
Hello, guys. Welcome to Inspektv. My name is Nate.
And my name is Pius, and this is the Timeless Talks.
Yeah. Welcome, guys.
How you doing, my guy?
I'm doing great, bro.
All good, all good, all good.
All good.
Happy new month.
Happy new month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like 3rd of November already.
Yeah. Around
now,
that time.
we have a new set.
Yeah, bro. Look at this.
Look at this. All this lighting.
Yeah, our producer got some money, bro.
Yeah, I think we got monetized.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You get a lot of lights, flashy things, man. We look good. The sofa.
Good. The sofa is comfortable.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
It's more comfortable to be an Inspektv now. You know.
Of course, man.
Yeah. How have you been, though? How have you been?
It's been great.
Yeah.
Been great. How was the last month?
Good. I traveled to Rome. And for those who don't know, that's his destination.
That's my dream destination. Actually.
Yeah. So I went there. Sorry to break your heart, but it's quite dirty.
Bro.
I don't know. I couldn't believe that a country that has, I don't know, the Pope, right, has pickpocketers. That's the first thing I was told.
Really?
Yeah, they steal a lot, bro. Like
you
on the streets. No,
really?
I didn't get nothing got. I didn't get robbed.
Yeah.
But I was told that you need to keep your phone
intact and stuff.
Yeah, and here in Warsaw we just
we just
quite
travel
easy.
Okay.
Yeah, but apparently it's not that safe there.
Okay.
But otherwise, it's a really nice place. Quite a
You
beautiful
enjoyed
place.
yourself?
Yeah.
How's the nightlife?
Amazing, bro. The people in Italy, man, big up to yourselves. I went to this place.
Yeah.
It's a street called Pineto, something like that. Pineto.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like, the night is crazy.
Yeah.
The drinks are a bit more expensive than here.
Okay.
But otherwise, everything else is perfect. The nightlife is amazing.
Bro.
Yeah, and you should go to
Italy.
the Trastevere.
Italy. How was the spaghetti, man?
Crazy enough, I didn't eat that, man. I didn't eat.
You went to Italy and you didn't eat spaghetti.
I didn't eat spaghetti. I think I ate pizza once, but those guys, they're more of marketeers than performers. They talk a lot and do less.
Bro, don't break my heart like that.
I also
Because that's the place I want to be.
you're going in December, right?
Yeah, I'm going December.
You
man.
let me know when you get back. And by the way, I got you a gift.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. It's exciting, man. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so if you see, I have a cross I got in Vatican.
Yeah.
I went to see the Pope.
Vatican.
Yeah, so
okay.
I got you a cross as well.
Whoa.
Yeah. I don't know if you like it, yeah?
Okay, bro. Bro, it looks nice, man.
You don't want to know how much it costs. You wouldn't want the gift after that.
No. It's the thoughts that counts,
Yeah, it's the thought that
It's
counts.
the thought.
Yeah, it's the thought
and
that
it's a
counts.
cross as well.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a big
trust
Christian
me,
guy. Yeah.
Given the topic we're going to discuss today,
Yeah.
you're going to need that cross. You're going to need
Okay. Let me wear this.
Yeah, first put it on.
Yeah. First, let me put it on.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Say your prayers now.
Yeah. Okay. Now,
Let's get ready to
now we're
roll.
ready.
Mr. Producer, I didn't bring you anything. I'm sorry.
The producer is like, after all these sets, after all this setup,
Man,
what did you bring?
It's very hard to bring things so people have a lot of lights like this one.
Don't worry, producer.
Yeah.
I got you when I come back from December, man. Yeah. From the
honeymoon. This guy
got a honeymoon.
This guy told us, you finally got a girlfriend?
No, like I can't say a girlfriend. But I'm on the way.
It's work in
like
progress.
It's work in progress, You can't just find a girlfriend,
And you're taking her to Rome.
No, I don't say that, man. Don't confirm that. Don't say that. Man.
They'll still have her.
It's not yet confirmed, but I bought the flights though.
All right.
The flights. Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
So how you doing? How was your week?
The week was good. It was a scary, spooky weekend.
Scary, spooky weekend.
It's a spooky weekend.
Did you go for Halloween? Did you celebrate Halloween?
Sadly, I was not. I was just working that day. I was not celebrating Halloween.
But did you have like those?
Yeah. At work, we have actually managed to decorate everything. And it was some.
Was kind of scary.
It was a scary.
You got nightmares. Huh?
Yeah. Of course.
I don't know. I know you come from a very religious background.
Of course.
And so do I think, and
Yeah.
many of us. This whole concept of Halloween is quite crazy and it's crazy to even imagine. And I took a lot of time to like dive deep into it and see how it works, where it came from, what the whole point of Halloween is. And maybe before we continue, we just want to tell everybody who's watching us to tell us how they spent their Halloween and maybe contribute to this conversation
Of course,
and how they view Halloween in general.
Yeah.
So this is my research I made. Do you have your cross with you?
Well, I have it.
You have
Don't
it.
worry.
All right. So
Let me tighten it up.
you get to tighten it up, bro, because this is getting scary and spooky. You know?
All right.
So this whole concept started in people called in the Irish Republic right now.
Yeah.
The people called there's a place called Celtics. So the people from the Celtics.
The Celtics.
Yeah, the Celtics are the first people who had this whole idea. And so the point was, as the summer was ending, they celebrated what they called the New Year, introducing the dark part of the year.
Yeah.
And so that part was celebrated on the 31st of October. And so they believe that on that day,
Yeah.
first of all, there's a celebration aspect. Summer is ending. They were agriculturalists, so they're celebrating like, the whatever they've bought and all that.
Yeah.
No, so they've grown and all that. The food, they celebrate, they drink. But then they believe that they're getting into the dark part of the year. So they're spirits of the afterlife. So they believed in the afterlife. The people who died, like the spirits, the ghosts. So those spirits come out on that day, on the 31st. So they all come out of the dark. And then in that moment, at midnight, they are everywhere and they want human sacrifice. Yeah. So now to protect themselves, they light fire.
Okay.
And they also kind of put on some.
Oh, so that's when they light fire and they put like some candles inside of a pumpkin. Where the pumpkin come from?
So I'm sure because it's something to do with the harvest.
Okay,
so I think the pumpkin was but the pumpkin is a new concept. Before it was not so much of a pumpkin, but there was a symbol of fire, and then there's a lot of drinking and a lot of celebration and a lot of rituals done around and around and around. Now the great thing about these guys, these people gave me. So for them, they believed that heaven was called the land of summer.
The land of summer.
Eh.
Okay, so
for them, summer
summer is like
is heaven. So when you go to
it's free of any ghost ritual thing.
So when you die and go to heaven, it's summer,
It's summer
all day.
all day.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Giving me an impression that for us we believe Nani
yeah,
hell
it's
is
hot.
where it's hot
It's
there,
very
you
hot.
know?
Yeah. It's vice versa now.
exactly. Yeah. And then so this is the crazy part.
Yeah.
So now after some time, the Christians came up and then the Catholic Church dominated the world and the Celtics also got involved.
Of course.
So now they tried to blend Christianity and the culture. And so they introduced now the celebration of dead people, but this time around not ghosts, not bad spirits, but now saints. So now they started bringing the saints and celebrating all the saints. And so the Catholic Church brought the All Saints Day.
Okay.
So the whole point of Halloween is like an abbreviation of All Hallows Eve. All Hallows Eve. Hallow, I don't know if you pray. Hail Mary, full of hallowed be thy name. So hallowed, like hallow means holy and saint. So Halloween is like the day before, the All Saints.
All Saints.
Exactly.
Day,
And I try to imagine, how do you mix spirits and then
And the
saints?
Saints Day, it's crazy, right?
It's quite scary and creepy, but
Yeah.
that's like the brief history.
But have you ever celebrated Halloween though?
No, but I lived with a group of friends who kind of did, and they bring this. This. I just don't understand it. Leave alone Halloween, even the whole point of like horror movies.
Yeah.
I don't understand the fun in it. I don't know, man. My heart is meant to pump blood, not scare it. And
You're a little bit scared about horror movies as well. I'm sure your girlfriend watches horror movies. The girls are crazy with horror movies.
yeah. I tried to become a gentleman there, but
You be holding her
it
hand, man.
ain't that fun. It ain't that fun. One more thing.
Yeah.
Since you don't have a girlfriend, the Halloween culture
Yeah.
had something to do with people like you.
What is that?
Yeah, so there was there's this part of fortune telling where if you want to know who the spirits and your ancestors want you to marry.
Yeah.
So what you get is like nuts. Not the ones you have, but like ground nuts.
Nuts? I gotta grow nuts. Okay.
Let me first. So you get
Not the ones you want to have?
no, like so you get ground nuts, G nuts,
Okay.
and then you label them, all of them, with prospective people.
Okay.
So like you right now, like there's this girl you want to take to Rome. There's this one who always follows us, and shout out to you, pretty girl.
The pretty girl, you shouting at?
Yeah, our producer knows her. So you get like all the girls you want,
Okay.
and then you make them nuts, and then you put them in fire and you burn them. So the one that burns the most,
That's the one.
that's the one.
I'm gonna do that tonight.
That's the one. How many nuts do you have?
I love. Imagine two of them burn the same temperature.
Then you're meant to be polygamous.
Bro, don't crucify
I
me
actually
with
have a poem. I line it. I know, you know, our producer likes poems.
this. Okay.
So there's one poem about nuts I want to read.
Bro, you can't prepare with this one.
Yeah, man. I came with my homework. So
Okay.
this is like just 2 lines from
Yeah.
the 2 verses of a poem by John Gay.
Yeah.
And they say, 2 hazelnuts I threw into the flame, and to each I gave a sweetheart's name. I'll continue the one from that next time.
Okay. But it's very interesting, man.
Yeah.
The nuts thing. Like, who come up with that, man? It's crazy.
I used to believe that Africans are the ones who are superstitious, who believe in like stupid
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
But white people are the most superstitious people, man.
That's crazy. The nuts. But I'm gonna try that. Because, man, my life is crazy, man. I gotta get the nuts to decide for me.
I mean, it always comes back to the nuts.
Yeah, it always comes to the origin, bro.
Yeah, man. Crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy, man. And it's been a holiday weekend, like weeks, let me say. So there is also this Indian holiday that they spend. Like it happened on the 31st as well.
Tell it to me, my friend.
Yeah.
Is the holiday called?
Oh man, you did it. You do this impression.
Jolly good.
Yeah, okay. You're very good, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, the holiday. I don't know the name, man. It's
Diwali, is it?
Diwali is I think the Diwali. That's the holiday. But this it's like is a holiday which they blow up candles and they just celebrate their gods and stuff. So it's also it's really also unfortunate to have it in the same day as a Halloween.
Yeah.
At the Halloween.
And it's also 31st. I'm
Yeah.
sure this whole idea of that break from like the first half of the year, like the summer to the winter,
Yeah.
that whole time, it's just something to do with gods and spirituality
Yeah.
and a lot of it. And I have a friend of mine who says that even in our own human selves, we kind of tend to become depressed during this time around, this time of the year.
It's because, bro, let me talk about it. Like when you're transitioning from a summertime to a winter time, it's really depressing, man.
Life
Because
is dying.
Yeah, it's dying. Like you see the trees, they're dying. You see our inside, our energy even is like changing, shifting to a whole nother season. So I think it relates with the spirituality stuff because it's also our inside spirit is also kind of shifting in some type of way.
And that's yeah.
Especially you'll feel it when you're single like me. But you know, it's another topic.
I have a question for our producer,
Yeah.
man. I watched. I used to watch a lot of like West African movies growing up, and there's something about masquerade. There's always this guy who dresses like, I don't know, like a demon or something,
Yeah.
and then scares kids away and goes in like a center and dances. That's like West African Halloween, right? Do you have that experience?
Yeah, I mean, like there are those kind of things, but I don't think it's connected with Halloween or anything.
Okay.
I think the people are just happy and creating something to make it happy, especially.
And the idea is to make it look demonic or something.
Yeah, I mean, like there are some traditional worshippers who try to exhibit some of those traditional things and show that they have some powers and so on. Some people maybe cut themselves with a machete and there is no blood flowing. And
For real?
yeah. I
Hold
mean,
on.
like people do these things, whether they are tricks or they are actually real. We don't know.
That's just
Yeah.
like some
This is
magic trick,
crazy.
maybe.
Yeah. But then coming back to talk about your assertion that because there is change of season, sometimes people also get depressed and so on. Well, maybe that's why Africans don't get depressed in Africa, because our seasons don't change.
Yeah, don't change.
I know,
It's
right?
sunny.
It's very consistent.
It's
Yeah,
sunny
very consistent.
all year. So
Yeah.
I mean,
There's no fluctuation.
It might have something to do with it as well.
Yeah, there are two things. There's the fact that we never get depressed, and then the other thing is that we're too lazy, like we're too comfortable.
Yeah.
And that like prohibits us from getting developed. Because these guys, once you know you're going to have like winter coming, your brain start telling you, think of something to keep you warm.
Yeah.
They develop all the technologies and all that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because in human history, we have seen that difficulties are the ones which makes us creative as well. Like to adapt to a certain environment, we became a little bit more advanced, like to cope up with those environments as well. So
Let me ask you a question about, you see, as I told you my story about Halloween,
Yeah.
there was a time when it was just a cultural thing of, the Celtics and quite a number of other religion people.
Yeah.
And then when the Catholic Church came, it called it pagan. Said these are just pagan things.
Yeah.
And then they started saying that, instead of celebrating these things that you call spirits that go and come, let's change it into All Saints. And they started making it a religious kind of thing. So that whole idea of where the religion kind of wants to replace your culture beliefs, did you find it like a big problem? Like even right now, Christmas was more of a culture thing in the Western world. And then it has made a religious thing, which is actually not true that Jesus was born in December.
Of course.
But it's like the religion trying to overpower culture and take away the people's identity and feed them. Did you find that a big problem?
It's a big problem because I think that there is a religion, there's a biblical standpoint, and there are also humans which are involved in this type of decisions, making their own type of decision, making their own type of interpretations of the Bible or any type of religious events. So this have big factors, like in the future as well. Even the way we interpret the days which are written in the Bible, and people just changing it like they want it to be, and in the future you may not know, like you may never know, because the Bible will also change, like as people will also evolve. So the original thing will just fade away. So it's actually a big problem if we ask different people who are involved in this type of situations as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Talking of scary things,
Yeah.
what would scare you the most? If Trump or Harris won, which one is more scarier?
Oh, I would call it an official Halloween if if Kamala Harris was elected.
No
It's
way.
the official Halloween, bro.
I think this is.
I think the Halloween day should be changed to November 5th.
November.
November 5th.
What do you have about that woman? She's bringing the truth, definition of freedom, liberty, for someone to have true freedom on their body, to have freedom over their own rights.
Shaking ash on the election day, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
Rallies,
Because-
shaking ass, bro.
because Trump is considered a threat to democracy and a threat to people's rights. And that's
Yeah.
what USA is about. Democracy and people's
He's a
rights.
threat to life while promoting God, promoting Bible as well, with his words as well.
So you're a Trump guy.
I'm a Trump guy, 100%. If I was American, I'll elect Trump.
Trump.
Yeah.
Producer, you
I'll go
also
for
a Trump guy.
100%.
100%.
Of course.
But this guy is an idiot, basically.
Why you say he's an idiot?
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
This guy, first of all, he has no plan. Ever since he came into the political scene from 2016,
Yeah.
everything became an extreme thing. The whole point of, first of all, presidential debate,
Yeah.
presidential aspiration
Yeah.
has been the level has dropped significantly. Before, if you go and see a debate of Obama and Mitt Romney,
Yeah.
a debate between Bush and whoever they were debating with,
Yeah.
you could see they're two intellectual people who you say they're different, but whoever wins, it's fine. But ever since Trump came, you could see a person who just wants to destroy the whole thing, trying to say that America was somehow great before and then it stopped being great and he wants to make it great again. And there was a black person. There's a guy I saw and I want to ask you this question.
Yeah.
He said that for every black person who supports Trump, ask yourself this question. He says, make America great again. Tell me of a time when America was great again and tell me if you as a black person would go back to that time.
So I would, okay, let me tell you about this. So he says make America great again, right? But imagine America being great. I'm not American at this point, but let me talk about it. So if America is great without no conflicts with the race and stuff, if America is the way it was, I think it would have been it would be much greater if it is in the same position it was without this slavery and without this black conflict with the white stuff. So in Trump's mind, what I believe is he's saying, let's make America great again without this conflicts, without this black and white conflicts, without this division that we have in between. So it would be it would have been much greater as well. Like with white and black coming together.
How about having a white first female black president?
First female black president.
That sounds like more of a unity thing.
It sounds like more of an achievement than practical. Like, okay, you got a trophy. Now she's a first black woman president.
And then
okay,
what?
Then what? The decision. Then what? Like, do you really need that? Do you really need that?
Now that you're saying-
Other than it being a trophy. Like I would see it if guys play like maybe Ultimate Football or something in PlayStation. That's a trophy. They know what a trophy is in Ultimate Football. Then what?
I know, right?
On to the next trophy, man. That's what I feel about the presidential
Now that
election.
you're talking about it, man, let me tell you.
Yeah.
When someone was saying, when put the candidates aside, look at the people who are endorsing them.
Yeah.
Trump is being endorsed by Elon Musk, J.D. Vance, Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
On the other side, Kamala Harris is being endorsed by Cardi B,
Yeah.
Beyonce. LeBron James.
because
She's
they
like, I think she should just go to Hollywood and ask, I don't know, make a Hollywood film about
I think the whole thing is clear now.
White House down.
Let me tell you. Because
White House.
at this point, she should just go to one of the Didi's party and
And then
ask
when
invite everybody to the to the Democrat Party, bro. Like,
But
what's
trust
going
me,
on?
this election has been the pettiest election I've ever seen.
Yeah,
One person comes out and the ticket is, I know what American people are going through. Everybody in America has worked in McDonald's. I worked in McDonald's too, trying to buy votes. The next day, Trump is in
In
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
So I'm working in McDonald's as well.
The way he's even saying that
Yeah.
she never worked at
Yeah.
McDonald's, man.
One says, Puerto Rico is like a floating, island of garbage.
Garbage, yeah.
Trump, and then Biden says the only garbage he sees are Trump supporters. And then the next thing, Trump is driving a garbage truck. Oh my goodness.
It's very entertaining for outsiders. It's very entertaining for
It's really
outsiders.
entertaining and fun.
Yeah.
Let's make a bet.
Yeah.
Who do you think is winning?
Trump. If Trump didn't win, then it's rigged.
I don't care the means, man. I think Harris is going to be the first female president.
That's unpractical for Americans.
Producer, what do you think? 1-1. Harris, Trump.
I agree with Nate. If Trump doesn't win, it was rigged.
It was rigged.
I mean, like, it's clear right now.
It's Halloween.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's Halloween, man.
it's clear right
It's
now.
Trump 2024. That's what it is.
I think Harris is going to win.
Why
It's
do you
the
think that?
biggest upset? She's going to win and going to become the first president.
So
female
you're
president.
Harris all the way.
Harris all the way. What are you going to give me if Harris
Just
wins?
give me okay. Let me okay.
Let's bet here. Timeless
Not only betting, but also just give me one relevant
reason.
thing. Yeah, she said or that makes you change your mind.
I don't think her personality is that great,
Mm-hmm.
but I think the American population is so divided
Mm-hmm.
that it's not about who wins whose votes better,
Mm-hmm.
but rather the fact that one is not as extreme as the other. I know there's things that Harris talks about that are really extreme that I don't agree with, like the rights on abortion.
After you finish saying this, but I have to tell you one story.
Yeah,
but continue.
her ideas about men competing in female
Yeah.
sport and all that. But generally speaking, there would not be like a big upset in how things are run and
Yeah.
how the global affair is turning out to become. But if Trump becomes president, I think there will be a big conflict between the US and other superpowers.
Yeah.
And he does not have the ability to say all the things he says. He promises a lot that I don't think he can deliver.
Yeah, there are some bullshits you have spoken about. I agree with that. But let me tell you one thing. So whenever I think about politics, I go to the Romans because they're the ones I believe. Because Rome is also one of my favorite cities. It's my favorite city, like 0-0. So I go to that history preference when I think about politics, right? So what the Romans did when they're trying to control the humans, like when they're trying to portray their image to the people, which is trying to probably being led by the Christian community and stuff. So the government wants to take a lead on that. Like they don't want to eliminate the religious standpoint or the Catholics, but they want to be involved in the Catholics. So what they did was distract the people with the entertainment. They build the Colosseum. They make people entertained.
Well, serious decisions are taking place here.
Yeah,
People
at
are
the same
getting-
time, while things are being decided in
People
the
are
side,
watching
people are
cows
siding.
and-
Yeah, people are watching some fights and some
Bulls
animals.
knocking each other.
Yeah, on the Colosseum, right? So I always reference to that. What is Kamala Harris doing now? She's sending you those entertainers, bro.
Diverting
She's
us.
sending you those booty shakers, those musicians, those influential peoples, just to make you feel entertained, to distract you from from the bigger picture, you know? So that is also one indicator which shows me that I
There's
shouldn't go
something.
to Harris. Yeah, because
Not real.
yeah, it's not real. Like, why are you sending me Beyonce if you have a big
Project.
project going on?
First of all, if you're coming to a rally, you're not coming there for entertainment.
Yeah,
I think she will give you like some nyash.
yeah,
Something will kill them, man.
of course, man. I'm telling you.
That's to kill an American.
Of course. Of course, I'm telling you, man.
I mean,
So-
like, well, how does like this U.S. election affect like other parts of the world? Like, for example, Africa. How will
It definitely affects.
electing Donald Trump or electing Harris, for example, affect us as Africans, for example? What do you think?
Want to go first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I think every time a Democrat is in power, there's a lot of big trouble for Africans, especially Africans with like heads of states that have been long serving, or their foreign policy on Africa is like they want to dominate a lot of their own beliefs. So especially with, for example, countries in Africa that have long-standing presidents, there are countries in Africa that criminalize homosexuality, countries in Africa that are maybe doing with oil and not going for this whole climate change thing. All those will be heavily affected once the Democrats are in power. On the other side, when Trump is in power, like he was 4 years ago, everything looks very comfortable. He's very good at minding his business with what is good for America, and he's not so much of a nose poker in other people's affairs. So I think for every African leader, they would prefer Trump in power.
Of course.
For every European leader, they would prefer Harris, because the more she's there, the more they'll invest in NATO, the more they will have the war in Ukraine decided. So it depends. Or from an African point of view, everyone would side with Trump. I think Trump would be better.
Of course. So my standpoint is the same. That's why I'm going for Trump. It's beneficial for our.
You haven't told me what you're going to give me if Harris wins. You're not going to divert me.
Don't worry about it. Like, if what do you want me to give you?
Let me
Spend on something. Because I'll give you on the podcast.
Let me see. A bottle of champagne.
A bottle of champagne.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
We'll pop it here.
I got you.
Celebrate.
In front of me. Celebrating Harris. With the champagne I bought.
That's one more question for you guys.
Yeah.
So, based on your answer about how the US election will affect Africa, like how one side impose a lot of American custom and beliefs and their innovations and traditions on Africa, and one side leave Africa to be on their own and to develop in their own style, and how it benefits the people of Africa. What's your perspective? This podcast is about perspective, right? Yeah. So what is your perspective as Africans? Be bold to say it. Yeah, it's a free speech world. What's your perspective about LGBTQ homosexuality that is imposed on Africa? They say Africans have to accept this and that,
Yeah.
What do you think as Africans? I think the world will be interested to hear what you as Africans think about it. Is it something that the government are just restricting you, or do you yourself side with the government and don't want to tolerate this form of practices in your society? And do you agree that it destroys the traditional family custom, family values, and so on and so forth? What are your perspectives?
Okay. So,
scary,
all right. So as an Ethiopian guy, right?
Yeah.
So being as an Ethiopian guy is actually by itself is very religious and is very tight in culture. Many African countries knows that. So in our culture and in our religious views, homosexuality or any type of this type of stuff, we don't actually accept it. We don't actually condone it as a religious person, right? People in the country. So our government is not also flexible with that. They really want to, they really didn't want to accept that type of thoughts in people's mind, and the people is also not deceived with that, because if you go to Ethiopia, a lot of people, they believe in the church, not with the government. They do things what the church says, so they don't do what the government says. So the government is actually have to advise the church to tell us something, to do what they want us to do. You get what I'm saying? So the church don't condone it. So
And you follow that?
Yeah.
So this is what I believe, right? First of all, I don't think homosexuality is a Western thing. It's a white person thing. I think it's just a human thing. Humans, there are deviations of
Okay.
people who subscribe to that.
Yeah.
Now, my opinion is the idea of criminalizing it, which many African states do, is wrong, in my opinion. I don't think it's right to imprison someone because of their orientation.
Okay.
However, I am against the Western marketing of it, which is not pushed as, do not kill people because of who they are, but rather you need to accept this as an alternative way of life.
Yeah.
That is what I don't think is right.
Yeah.
I think what many human beings, not just Africans, what most of the human beings, many of them, believe that this is a deviation from normal behavior. And nobody really cares about what you do in your bedroom. But do not advertise and publicize it and promote it as an alternative way of life. It's like Christians going in Saudi Arabia and influencing people to eat pork.
Yeah.
Or whether you eat pork, you eat it alone, but can you accept that some people don't like
Don't
it?
eat it, yeah.
And they don't care. You eat your meat, keep your meat there.
keep it.
So that is my honest opinion. There are many things people do in their bedroom that we never get to know that are not the right way to do it.
Yeah.
But keep it there. The whole idea of promoting it, and it's just...
I agree with that.
And I don't think it's an African thing. It's just a human thing.
Yeah, it's just a human thing. It's just a human thing. Because when new things come up and surface, the democracy is all about, making everybody involved in the culture and stuff. So yeah, we may not accept it because it's religiously is not accepted. Like it's written in the books. So everybody goes with the books. So they don't accept it. So you have to respect other people's religion in saying that, oh, this religion is not correct because it's not accepting our interest, or you can't say that. Because it's not even democracy. Like if you think about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the most autocratic way.
Yeah, it's the most, like, just because it's not in the books, you're just saying, oh, they don't accept us, so it's like, it's not democracy or something. But if you think about it, it have been there for so many years, and now all of a sudden it have to be erased, and we just have to accept it.
And there's a story, I don't know if our producer would like to share it with you, that these people have always been there with us. It's not a new concept. It's not something new. But the way they've been treated, they've not been killed. No, they don't get killed. But I think Africans, unlike Europeans, know that when someone has a problem, you don't promote them, you rehabilitate them. So they've been rehabilitated, accepted, and they live within us. Yeah. But it's a private issue.
Yeah, it's a private issue.
They're called what? Sisi, coffee sisi?
What?
There's a Ghanaian word for them.
Okay.
Anyways, let me add a little bit to it.
Okay.
Because in terms of civilization, right, it starts from settlement upon settlement and so on. And people settled in, for example, the US for a long time.
Yeah.
Before people started to settle in some parts of Africa, for example. Some countries are so new, like the settlements are so new.
Yeah.
And I think that in those stages of civilization, there is something that is the foremost thing on your mind, right? There was a point where US had to invest all their resources into constructing roads, schools, and hospitals, like facilities, right? And now they are through with that, right? And Africa, we are now on that stage of development. Yeah, we have to invest our mind, our thoughts, our resources, everything into developing our countries to that level, right? But also there is a stage of development that you arrive to where you finish with the most basic things and you explore new grounds.
Yeah.
For example, in the US, Elon Musk is thinking of going to space to build a territory over there.
Yeah.
While there are people in Africa who don't have houses to live in. Do you get it? So you see the difference in our priorities,
Yeah.
right? The US have explored all options and they think that the new thing for them is to promote what?
Yeah. There are rich people problems.
Homosexuality and things like that, right? That is not the foremost thing on Africans' mind.
Exactly.
Do you get it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's not the foremost thing on Africans'
course.
mind. Of course, there is no stable state. Each time you want to explore new grounds.
Yeah.
In physics, for example, there is no state of stability. You are either growing or you are
you're
collapsing.
going down.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't mind if they want to explore those new grounds, but that is not the foremost thing on Africans' mind.
Yeah.
Right?
Of course.
The problem is that they use it as grounds to limit African development because, believe it or not, they are the controllers of the economy.
Yeah.
They give a lot of funds, and sometimes they set criteria. If you want our money for these funds, you need to fulfill some of these criteria.
Yeah.
And one of the things we look at is how do you handle LGBTQ communities. So if you subscribe to imprisoning them, then you won't get our money. We sanction you
because of the problems that we're facing. Like we don't have funds, we don't have don't have things to sustain ourselves. So
now,
the controller,
you can't be the person who's receiving money and then someone is giving you conditions. And then you're like, no, I want your money, but I don't want your conditions. You know.
It's hard to be like that. And the governments, which are the African governments, they're not telling us what kind of shady deals they're doing inside while taking that dollars that they're building. Every building they're making in our countries, we don't know what kind of deals have gone through them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We are there in Africa still debating on should we have one woman or two. These ones are telling us leave women alone. But men, we have a lot of women on the planet.
Of course.
We want to have two, maybe three.
Yeah, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. Anyways, I think this has been an interesting episode.
Yeah.
From Halloween to politics to homosexuality. Hey, man. I don't know why I kept putting on pink, man. I didn't know.
You're matching the background as well, man. The background lighting is also
So maybe the people can, involve yourself in this conversation.
Of course.
Yeah.
They should comment. They should subscribe. Write us a message. Maybe we'll link our Instagrams or personal Instagrams down there on the description.
At Talk to P.
Yeah. Even if you have any kind of thoughts.
Yeah, and if you want to get part of this, you could come and be guests here.
Yeah.
Share your thoughts as well.
Of course.
Yeah.
So,
producer, any last words? All right,
All
man. Until next time, guys.
Till next time. Bye. Ciao.
Yeah.
All right.